Coming up next on the auction block, we're heading to Kingstree, South Carolina for the largest auction yet. We're at Brown Brothers Warehouse for the annual Kingstree Farm Equipment Auction. Bringing in thousands of buyers and sellers, we'll speak to the owner, Al Brown, and a huge cast of characters to find out how this thing got started and why so many people flock to it each year. You don't want to go anywhere. It's all happening right now on the auction block.
$8 and a half, and quarter half, 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, 825, 50, 825, $50 bid. You want to bid again, sir? 825, 850 all done. 825, and I sold it. 825, you bought it right there. $825. Kubota, yeah, it's a Kubota. Kubota with 500 hours on it, 590 some hours there. Gotcha, and if able to give, here we go, but get 10 pounds, $10, 10, 4, 45, and 2 and a half, 5, 45, and 7 and a half, 47 and a half, $5 bid, 52 and a half, 5, 55, 57 and a half, $6 $2 and a half, and 5, 7 and a half, 7, 7 pounds, and $7 bid.
We're in Kingstree, South Carolina today for the 41st annual consignment equipment sale. It started in the 70s. It's been going on ever since, and that's something we like to keep going. We have good used equipment and new tractors, and I don't know really, but it really brings the crowd, and we have a variety of everything from $100,000 tractors to the $20 items. We got everything, and it's like a family reunion. We have the man cooking in the warehouse, and everybody comes and see people they hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years, and they always come back.
Well, it turns out that it's a huge community event, but they have people that come in from all over the country, and they do auction bids online and telephone bids and stuff. So it's not just you don't have to be here just to auction, to place a bid. They do it online as well, and this is the 41st, I think, the 41st year this has happened. So it's a good thing for Kingstree.
Well, the community supports us. Everybody, all the farmers and everybody hold their equipment to February to put it on this sale, to sell it, because we got people coming from Ohio, Nebraska, Florida, Georgia, all over the country coming to this sale to buy equipment.
We come to the sale a couple times every year, and we bring equipment here that we try to sell. And there's maybe a shortage of good used older equipment in the area, and we've been participating in the sale for our family has for almost 20 years, my dad and my brother and I. And we buy stuff and take it home, and we've been here. We got here middle of the day yesterday. We're looking over all of our stuff that we have here and make sure everything's in order, and going to spend the afternoon studying some things that maybe we can try and buy to take home.
My name's Daryl Tyler. I'm from Maryville, Tennessee, right below Knoxville, Tennessee, near the Vols. Just come out today to look around, see what's the selection that we have tomorrow. I'm going to be helping the auctioneers, working as a ring man or a bidder assistant, whatever you want to call it here. Just getting an idea of what we have to sell tomorrow. Also, I have some items here to sell. I run a dealership in East Tennessee. I have Massey Ferguson, along with Kubota. Been doing it up to about 32 years. It's our 32 years, me and my brother, Donald Tyler. Been doing that, but we're just getting an idea of what's here today and familiarizing ourselves with the product, so we'll have our game plan on tomorrow.
Chuck Marshall from Flemingsburg, Kentucky, which is about 560 miles from here, road miles. And we're here to help the Kingstree Auction Company perform the auction tomorrow.
We got over 2,500 items, and that's tagged items. And we'll go down the row and auction off every one. And we have 3 trucks running. I have 1 by the warehouse and 2 on the yard doing the big equipment. And we just hang in there till we get done, and everybody usually sticks with us. And luckily this year look like we can have good weather.
Hey, big old rough truck here. And $7.5. And a 4-wheel drive. $500. Thank you. And $7.5 bid. $12.5. Billy, give me $12.5. And 10 here. $12.5. Billy, get $12.5. 10, 11. Take anything but poison. $11. 12. And 12, 13, 15, 14. 14, 15, 15, 15, 14, 15 to buy 16. and 17, we get 18, we get 19, we get 19, 2, we get 2, 21, and 2, 3, we get 4, 20, 4, 4, 5, 5, we get Billy, now 6, and 2600, now to be 500, 600, 7, 7, we get 7, and 7, 7, we get 700, we get 7, and 27, 7, we get 700, we get 7, 7, 8, and 27, 20, we get 8, down to we get 17, we get Billy's in, 27, 20 to go, 27, 28, so $2,700. Billy, you won that?
We get started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be selling guns and pots and pans. And then we'll start on the big equipment about 9:30, and we'll just keep running 2 trucks till we get done, which is sometimes 5 o'clock, sometimes 9 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock. We have auctioneers come from Illinois, Cal Kaufman, Donnie Dean from Mississippi, Chuck Marshall from Kentucky, and Robert Miller from Georgia. We try to get all the best auctioneers we can, because that really helps, and they got their customers that buy equipment from them. And when they come, they bring a pocket full of money to spend too, so everybody's involved.
We like the view because we have people scattered around that knows we travel and wants us to kind of keep an eye, bird dog for them. So we see something that they're in the market for, we give them a call back, tell them to call the auction company or perform the bid online tomorrow, to be alert with the live auction tomorrow.
Be helping the auctioneer, communicating with the bidders, getting the bids turned into the auctioneers, make sure that you know who's in. If you got a guy standing beside of you and he asks you if you're in, you need to make sure that your auctioneer recognizes you. And then when you see somebody else working against that person, it's kind of like a challenge to make sure that you get your guy in so that you win. It's kind of a thrill that you get your customer something bought, because he feels committed to you and work with you, try to help him get something bought or sold tomorrow.
We do several of these auctions monthly, annually. Pretty well typical, except this is probably one of the biggest ones we do work as far as tags items for sale. The quality of the items here on this sale is way above average what we have to offer tomorrow.
Well, it's a challenge because you want to try to help somebody that you're taking bids from, and also you can be helping somebody trying to get something sold. They want you to recommend it. If they're trying to get it sold, tell you how many hours is on it, tell you how good a condition it is, trying to help them get it sold. As well, if you find a buyer, you're working with the buyer, trying to help the buyer get as most money, you talk him notion to get his bid and get it turned into the auctioneer, and that helps the auctioneer to drive the prices up. So it's a great challenge if your customer who you're working with helping the biddings out, that they win the bid. You know, that's kind of a challenge to me. Get as many of those bids and many customers that you possibly can in a day.
$30, $5,000 bid, put me on the money, and 20, 22, 500 bid, 20, now 2, 500 bid, 21, and 20 here, 100 bid, 20, 21 pounds of bid, 21 pounds out of bid, 20 here, 1, and 20 here, 21 pounds out of bid, 20, 21, 100 bid, 20 pounds out of bid, boys, I don't want it, 15,000, and $16,000, 15, 16, 16, 17, I get 17 here, we get 18, 18, we get 18 here, we get 19, we get 20, 20, we get 20, and $20,000, and 20 total, we get $20,000 now, 20 total, we get 20, and Billy, you sort them out, 20 total, we get 20, total, we get 20, then 21,000, 19, 5, 20, and 19, 5, 20 total, we get $20,000, 19, 5, 20, $20,500, and 20,000, then 500, we get 5, 500, we get 25, 5, we get 5, we get 5, 5, 5, 3, and $21,000 now, 2, 2, 2, 21,000, 5, and 21, 5, 500, we get 5, 21, 5, 5, 5, now 2, and $22,000, 21, 5, 22, I'm in, running solo, 21, 5, 22, how you want to bid? And $22,000, 21, 5, 22, I got 21, 5, 22, now 2, 5, and 22, 2, 5, 5, 5, to you, you want to get 25, 5, 22, 5, $23,000, and 3, now 3, 5, 500, 20, 30,000, 35, and 3, 5, now $24,000, 24, 5, and 24, 4, 5, 5, 24, 4, 5, 5, here we go, 24, 5, $25,000, and 25, now 5, 5, 25, 5, 5, 25, 5, and 25, 5, 5, 5, 5, 25, 5, now $26,000, and $26,000 bid, 26, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, and $26,000 bid, 6, 5, 5, 5, here goes 26, 5, and 26,500 bid, 5, 5, 5, and 2.5, 5, 26,250 now 5, and 26.5 now, 26.5 now, 26,750, 26,750, and 27,750 down a bid now, $27,000, and 27,700, you do it, 27 to 7,500, 27,500, and now 28,000 down a bid, 27,500, 28,000 down a bid, now we can do, and 27,500, 28, 28,750, and 28, now 8,000, $28,000, and $28,000 bid, 28, get him in, Bill, $28,000, 27,750, $28,000, and $28,000 bid, here we go, $28,000 bid, 27,750, and bang, you bought her Al's way, 27,750.
This auction started as real small, like all of them do, with Production Credit Association, for them to sell their old, unwanted equipment and trade out and buy new equipment. And it's worked up to one of the biggest sales in the Southeast. I mean, we really have the equipment now.
Well, back in the early 1960s, I was the CEO of the Production Credit Association, Kingstree Production Credit Association, which was a farm credit lending agency. We were a cooperative. And as a cooperative, we were required to have annual stockholders meetings, And we were having trouble getting enough people to attend the meetings to conduct business. And back in those days, we were having the meeting at upstairs in the courthouse, and we had our staff go out on the street and stop people to bring them in long enough that we could have a quorum. And so after having encountered that for a year or two, I came up with the idea that we should have, knowing farmers loved an auction, have a farm machinery auction. And we tried to do it with our own staff. And we didn't realize we were going to have near the success that we were going to have. And after the first year, we were decided that we needed to contract with someone else. So we contracted with Moody Godley Auction to have the auction. And then we fed all of our stockholders who showed up, which got to as high as 2,000 people at one time, when they come. And we would stop the auction and we would stop the feeding long enough to have the meeting. And then things would take off again, and it just became a big deal. The public looked forward to it, and it was just a good time was had by all. But in the in the early 80s, I guess is the right word, the agriculture went into some hard times. And because of that, some of the lending institutions it was necessary that they merge, and at that time, Kingstree Production Credit merged in with some others, and so we discontinued it at that time. And then Al Brown's family picked it up shortly after that, and it's been in business, and you can see now what it's been this same size for years. I mean, even back then, we used to rent this property, to have it with, and it was jam full back then. So it's amazing.
We owned the tobacco warehouse in the facility, and they used to rent it from us every year to have the sale. And Godley Auction Company came in, and I worked with Godley a while. And when they got in, Mr. Godley got in bad health, they were going to let the sale just kind of die, and we decided to get in at Kingstree Auction Company and keep it going, and it's really turned out well.
Over 20 years ago, Johnny and Frankie Godley, who were in the auction business, who I started going their sales with their dad as far back as 40 years ago. I'm 68 now, and I started my business at age 20, and I'm in my 48th year. And they invited me sometime back, 20 years or more, to start bringing machinery to this sale, because I sell things all over the country, and they needed some northern equipment in this part of the country. So I started bringing machinery here and a couple of their other sales, and actively worked with them. And the reason that I kept working with them, I really enjoyed the fact that their word was good, and they're very honest and old-fashioned like I am. And John Godley, who's passed away now this past year, and Frankie Godley was the biggest part of getting me to come to this sale, and they were always a big part of it. And as the years went by and they were getting older and so on, and Al Brown wanted to take charge of and have the sale and manage it himself, it was an opportunity, as he moved on in his life, to keep it going, and it's the the people, I think, love to come here as much as buying and selling.
Little forklift, 97, here to the American Eagle, and then to the American Eagle, here we go now. And he's going to be able to give 10, pound dollar bid, 10, 10, 2, 3. I got 2, 25, 3, 3, 3, now 35, under the part of the bid, 3, 35. Yeah, 3 here, 35, under the part of the bid, 3 now 35, under the part of the bid, $4,000. And 4, 4 to go 4 now, sort of high, 4, 4 now, 45, under the part of the bid, 45, under the part of the bid, $4,500. And 45 for pound dollar, 55, under the 5, $50, $500, 55, and 5 here, 55, under the 5 here, 5 here. Internet saying 50. No, I got 52 and a half, 5, and 55, under the 55, under the 5, 50, 5 now, 7 and a half, 55 down here, 57 and a half, back there, 6, and 50, $600 bid, 600, 600, 600 now, there you bid, $600, $600, and 55 up here, 56, 7, and 7, buddy, give me 7, $5,600 bid, $700 now, 7 to 7 to $700, here we go, and 50, 680 now, 7, 70 to $700 bid, 60 to 7 there, $700 bid, you all done? 56, so $5,600 back there.
It's open to anybody's bid. We on proxy bid on the internet, so we got people all over the world bidding, plus what we got here on the ground. And I mean, ever who wants to bid can bid. I mean, there's no, anybody can bid. And we don't have any bias premium, anything. What you pay is what you pay. And I think that helps bring a lot of customers.
I found this to be the most comfortable sale, this Kingstree sale, that I liked it the most, because the family that owns this business, his dad and uncle started it, or started these auctions like 40 years ago, and he's taken it over probably, for the most part, probably the last 25 or 30 years. And they're the same type of people. You can trust them. This place is like a big coming together of people from all over the country. When I get here, I usually, in 2 days' time, visit with people from 8, 10 states that I've gotten to know through the years. And it's really an enjoyable, it's almost like a reunion. And you can do a lot of business here, selling and buying. And they're old-fashioned. They don't have buyer's premium. They don't overcharge. And it's one of the reasons it's so successful.
Well, one thing what makes it nice about the Kingstree's auction, you're going to have a large crowd. It's kind of like a family reunion. You're going to see friends and people from all over the country, from other states. It's one of the largest auctions in the South. Everybody always hears about the Kingstree auction, and it's always been that way, and it's just a very great place to come and try to buy and sell farm equipment.
Just a massive crowd, even sun, rain, shine, cold weather, whatever the weather is, it seems like there's still a heck of a crowd out here. It just brings a lot of people out, no matter what the weather is.
I know over the past years, a couple of thousand people maybe. Probably one of the largest crowds any auctions I ever attend was right here in Kingstree. But they'll be all from all over the United States, and they'll be bidding on the internet, even farther than the United States, across the water. So it's well covered, well advertised auction. Look to get a lot of things happen good tomorrow.
I think you'll see a wide variety of people that are looking for to spend $10 or $20 on that small item in the miscellaneous row, all the way up to people that will spend 50 or more thousand for some of the newer, larger, late model tractors.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I think you'll have, that's typical, you'll have onlookers, you'll have dealers and traders that'll be here, and for the most part, it'll be farmers that will be the end users of this equipment.
There's about 15 acres here, so we got plenty of room. And it's right on Highway 52, so we get a bunch of customers that's coming by and happen to see what's going on. They'll stop. And we had a man ride by from Maine the other day, and he stopped and looked around and said he's coming back. But the location helps us. And all the hotels and restaurants and everybody benefit from coming to Kingstree.
5, 27 on the high, 27 on the high, 3, and $3,000 bid, 33, 33 to 2, and 33 now, 33, 27 on the high, 33, 33, 27 and a half, $2,000 bid, 28, 27 and a half, 27 and a half, 28, buddy, your man's out, 28, 29, and 29 now, pretty day, we're going to go to the 31, one of the bid, 3,100, and now 2, now 23, we're going to go to the 3, we're going to go to the 3, 4, 34, and 3, 4, 5, 5, we're going to go 5, we're going to go 35, 5, we're going to go 34, 35, here we go, 35, 3,600, and 35, 3,600, do it again, 37, 600, 600, 600, 500, here we go, 35, 6. So, $3,500 return. Still that 01 temp trailer, is that right? We're not going to put them together. It's in a hopper bottom. 01 model, hopper bottom, tempty. And Adam, $20,000. And 20, $20,000 be 10, 12, 5. And 10, here we go 12, 5, 15. And $15,000 be 15, $15,000 be able to get 16, 16,000. And now 17, $17,000 be 18,000 be 18. Buy the trailer. 18,000 be 18, 19, 20, $20,000 be 19, 5, 20. And 20, $20,000 be 19, 5, here we get 20, $20,000 be 20. And 7 and a half, $20,000. And 19, 7 and a half, $20,000 be able to get $20,000 be 20. Now 21, 5, $20,500. And 20,000 be able to get 5, 500 be $20,500. And 20 here, 5, 5, 5. Now 20,000, now 2750, and 20,750 bid, 20,750 bid, 20,750. I got 20,500, 27, 21, 15, and 21, when you go 15, 500 bid, 21, 5, $22,000, and $22,000 bid, 22, when you get $2,000, and 21, 5, here, when you get $22,000 bid, here we go, gotta go, 22, when you get $2,000, 22, 21, 5, 2, then 2, 5, 100 bid, 22, 5, and $22,000 bid, when you get 2, 500 bid, 22, when you get 2, 5, done, 22, 5, so $22,000.
What do you think makes it so popular?
I think, well, farmers, and I'm a retired farmer, farmers love farm machinery auctions, you know, and it's just, I guess, the thrill of an auction, I guess, and it's become sort of a community event, and people look forward to it.
The enthusiasm of an auction, it's got to be it. Gets people motivated, excited.
It's a good time for, good opportunity for people to get rid of an unneeded item they have, or look for a good deal on something they need. And a good camaraderie between the people, really, and the local community. Brings a lot of business in the area, I think.
Well, I think it helps put Kingstree on the map. And I know that in the economic times, you know, that the hardships that everybody's going through, I think it's a good place that you could come and buy a lot of things for a good price. And I'm sure it brings in a lot of extra money to the community because you have people coming in from all over the place. So it brings in restaurants, motels, you know, different things like that. And I think it's a good community-based event, yes.
Well, it's been going on, I think this is the 41st one. And we just want to keep it going. It's good for the community. Everybody supports us, and we just want to keep it going.